guys.
Welcome to SIP. So we are Footnote Society's stand-up directors,
April.
And Alfred, and this is the Footnote stand-up podcast.
Very exciting. Since lockdown has interrupted the flow of new stand-up content, we thought this would be the perfect way to scratch that comedy itch.
Yes, we will be covering a variety of topics, all centred around imparting our stand-up knowledge onto you, wonderful listeners. But mostly we'll just be trying to have a laugh.
Exactly.
So keep listening to SIP, the Footnote stand-up podcast. And welcome to the fourth episode of SIP, the Footnotes stand-up podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Alfred Taylor.
And I'm the other of your hosts, April Miller. Lovely to have you all listening.
Here on this, the fourth episode. We've been going quite strong. It feels like we've been going for forever at this point, in a good way. I've been really enjoying it, which will be a lot of fun. We're working our way through Footnotes. We've been working our way guest-wise through faces of Footnotes' past and present, and our next guest will be introduced a little bit shortly. How has your week been, April?
I've gone out to loads of places. I've had dinner out. You know, just been painting the town.
You've been going out shaking lots of hands and and breathing in people's vicinity.
Elbow bopping. That's what I've been doing. No, I've been painting the town.
Bloody beige.
Not been painting the town, but as you revealed to us earlier, you have been painting the canvas.
I've been back on the canvas. I've got my palettes out in front of me as we speak. I feel so goddamn arty. Too creative. Well, I literally could pretend I'm holding them up right now, but no one would see. So I've got a bloody easel, listeners, and you wouldn't know the difference.
Have you managed to mix colours that aren't even on the spectrum?
I made them up, Alfred.
Wow. Is that infrared paint? Wow.
Yeah. Glow in the dark is a thing. Shit. Okay, whatever, doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm already. How was yours?
How was it? It's been mediocre, let's say. I'm going to bring it back to the realism, you know. April gave us the sarcastic jest. My week, on the other hand, I have mostly really been focusing on the constant concentric circle of time that is work, essay writing and that such. To entertain myself.
Hideous.
I have watched paint right now. I haven't. You probably did to entertain yourself. Yeah. Unfortunately.
You've watched me paint.
I've watched you paint dry. Is that what, it was actually an action, I think. Yeah. I walked in and I was like, wow. Look at her scraping the brush down the canvas, leaving dust and papery flakes in her wake. I feel like the weather has been very brisk and cool and a wonderful atmosphere for wandering, to be honest. It's that nice pre-Christmas, and it's cold, but it's also bright and very sort of sunny, and it's that really nice feeling, especially in the morning or the afternoon, where it's all kind of like purple and the sky is gorgeous.
It's very poetic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I didn't want to reveal until the end, but I'm actually just John Keats.
Yeah. What are you drinking?
Well, before I talk about what I'm drinking, should we introduce our guest?
How rude of me. Yeah, sure. I'm just like, bring out the booze. So before we talk about what lovely beverages we're having, we're going to introduce our fantastic guest, Sir Matt.
Thank you. I've always wanted to be a sir, but I don't really know how you get a sir, how you get to like be knighted. I could start going like as Lee. That could be cool. What, would it be cool? Yeah. Lee, introduce myself as Lee. I'm doing a year abroad next year, so maybe I just reinvent myself. I always thought that if I was to be famous, I would go by the name James Quillish, because James is my middle name and Quillish, like someone in my family. Okay, April's just giving me such a disappointed look, so clearly it's a shit name. But
I'm just confused because your name is Matt Lee.
Yeah, well, James is my middle name, and like Quillish my sister had to do like a year 6 project on like family history, but her and dad got like really into it, and they found someone in our family who had the surname Quillish, but like it died out because like he died and like didn't have any kids or something. I don't know.
Quite Harry Potter-esque. I like that.
The drinks timer went off and we could actually hear it this time.
Yeah. Okay, I can't turn it off now. Shut up.
Not mandatory for the podcast. Me and April just have this on in our lives, just generally, like every 10 minutes.
Yeah, it definitely keeps it interesting.
If we're talking about what we're drinking, I will go forward and say
Yes.
I am enjoying H2O, straight water tonight. I stopped drinking in a little bit before lockdown, basically just when I came back to Birmingham. I just sort of thought I was drinking less, and I was like, why not just not drink? So like, it's going pretty well. Oh, do you want to know something incredibly intelligent that I did last week?
No.
So I'm drinking a Pinot bloody Taj, Alfred. That's what I'm drinking.
I thought you were going to say Grigio, but you said Taj. Interesting.
No, Pinot Taj. Actually, like gone to my head a bit. I have to say, I feel a bit.
I have a question. Can you tell the difference
Sideways.
between wines?
It depends how pretentious I'm feeling, Matt Lee. That is the question.
You can probably tell the extremes, such as super dry and super fruity.
I can tell red from white.
It's a fantastic skill. You should monopolize on that. No, but like my brother always says that I always used to be like, oh my God, I love a Malbec, like Argentinian Malbec. That is just my drink. And then we'd have like a Malbec at home and I'd drink it and I'd be like, like, what is this? This is awful. I hate this. And he'd be like, it's the fucking drink that you claim to love. And then I'm like, shit, I've been rumbled.
Yeah.
I don't have a clue about wine.
What colour of wine is Pinot Taj? It's rot. Very nice.
I was holding it up.
I was assuming so.
It's red. Okay, so Alfred, what are you drinking? Tell us.
Yes.
You've also got wine, I believe, from what I can see.
And I have white wine. Mine is Pinot Grigio to compare your Pinot Taj. So obviously the Pinots is what makes it is the make of the wine, but the white wine or the red wine is Taj or Grigio. I love a bit of Pinot.
I apologise.
No patrol. So now that we that is fucking loud, Alfred.
What's loud?
The rustling.
Are you sure you're not talking about my fashion? No, I'm joking. That would not be a joke. So I'm going to, because the drink timer went off 3 years ago, I think I'm going to take a quick sip of my drink.
Steady on that water.
And make sure it's super loud for the audience.
I'd like everyone to know who's listening at home. He doesn't have a wine glass. He's just chugging it from the bottle like a wino.
Well, I mean,
you can't see it, but he's doing it.
If you're not sharing it with anyone, which in these times of transmitting diseases, one should not be, then why not just drink it on your own?
Do you have like a paper bag you can put around it to complete the look?
Yes, basically.
So tell us about. I'm just going to ignore that. Tell us about your stand-up experience, what you like to do in stand-up, and just your like general preferences for comedy. We'd love to hear it. Hear it sit.
Yeah. I usually like to start with a little bit of honesty, and to be honest, I've only done stand-up once. I did one fresh meet in January, and I really enjoyed it, and I really wanted to do some more. And then a global pandemic kind of hit this country, so it hasn't really been that much chance to like do it properly in practice.
Just say, what kind of comedy are you into, Matt? What kind of things do you like? What makes you laugh?
What makes me laugh? I like things that are kind of quite creative. They make me laugh because I'm just like, I've never seen anyone do like something like that.
Right.
I really like just an example like Mo Gilligan.
Hello, Mo Gilligan, who's on the Big Nasty show, right? Anyway,
the main focus of this week, which is we didn't actually mention it earlier. Focus of this week is like it's freshest stories. Great, I'm fantastic at introducing. Oh my god, I can't even say that right.
One of these because remember last week where we left in all of the times that you started to say something, started to introduce.
Yeah, and I'm just like, fuck.
You managed to not. You didn't do it this week, the first phase. So I was worried we wouldn't have anything to leave in. Unfortunate.
Anywho, so
Go
the
ahead.
topic of this week is freshers' stories. Isn't that right? Yes.
Yes, it is. Well
Yeah,
done.
thank you.
Right.
I spoke English. Yeah, so like first week of uni / month / term, whatever.
I remember the first time I ever went to the guild, which is really strange because then as the year went on, I was in the guild a lot. But the first time I ever saw this freaky ass building was like the night we got there, and like me and all of my flatmates came to buy these like tickets for the Freshers Week. If you paid like 70 quid, you would get like 11 tickets or something from 2 weeks. Like,
God,
and we
I
were,
remember.
yeah. But it was just like everyone was making such an effort to get along, so we were just all bouncing down with these people I've known for like 4 hours at this point. And we get to this crazy Harry Potter looking building, and we have to go up some like such weird staircases, and we have no idea where we are. And we get into a massive room, and I'm trying to remember what room it was. It was the room the departure lounge was in. What room is that?
Amos.
Yeah, it was in the Amos room, and that was where you buy the tickets, and they had like a bunch of cash boxes and stuff. But they had set up, you know, the metal gates they put out front when it was like the metal divider gates. They set up like a queuing system, an enormous queuing system in the room. All of these metal gates, just like looking like this intense, like it's a festival or something. Like people are just flooding in to get, and they have to just split them up. But there was no one there. Like it was like 6 o'clock at night, and no one was there. And we just had to walk all through these like silent metal things in this big ass room, and everything was echoey, and just buy our tickets from like the 4 guys that were sitting there with nothing to do. It was so strange. Because you have no idea what's going on. You have not a clue what's going on. And it was like the first night, like I didn't even know how to get back to where I lived. Like it was good that I was just with someone else.
The most disorientating night of first year is always that first one where you actually go into Birmingham City. It's so hard for me personally to visually.
You get 4 turns in and you can't remember. Like
yeah, I try to recreate in my mind the image of the road to central Birmingham, and I try and do the turns, and it's so hard. I find it so hard to remember that Selly Oak and central Birmingham are on like the same plane of existence. They seem like there's some kind of strange transitory.
I get that. I know exactly what you mean. It took me like I've lived in the same town for 18 years before I came to uni.
Fantastic.
And it was only, I think, the last like 9 months that I actually knew how the fuck to get around without Google Maps.
Sense of direction. Like when I did D&V at school, like our group, we were lost for 8 hours. They had to send out a search party and everything because we were just like so fucking lost. It was just a nightmare, and we all fell out so badly.
Do you want to hear something about mapping and Do you want to hear something funny about mapping and D&V? I have done flex time. I have done all 3 D&V levels. I have a gold, silver, bronze D&V. That's 6 expeditions. That's 6. That I don't know. That's like nearly like half a month of just camping out. And I did 25 minutes of map reading the whole time and got us lost. The last day of the last expedition where we just had to walk straight, I was like, yeah, fuck it, let me do it. And it was just like, it wasn't that like I didn't want to, but just every time I'd been in a group, there was always someone who's better at map reading. And like, why would we just chance it? So I just never learned.
No one ever trusted me. My sense of direction is literally appalling. Like I'll be walking around, like I remember when I was traveling, happy to plug, and like I would literally be walking, like didn't have a map or anything, or we like didn't have signal, and the girl I was traveling with would literally just be like, yeah, well, I'm not even gonna fucking ask you because you don't even know like where you live. Like that is the drink alarm, the timer.
Everyone take a slug.
Gobble your bloody H2O. Chin chin, listeners.
I think when I try and remember things, I just try and say them over and over, which is I used to like doing public speaking at school. Like no one liked doing public speaking except me. And I always just really liked learning my thing like through and through. I knew exactly what I was going to say. And I think when I want to do stand up, like that's sort of what I want to do. Even though like when I'm telling jokes with my mates, like it's not like that. like obviously we just riffing, improving, whatever, just laughing. But yeah, I think if I wanted to do stand up, I want to like make sure I know how a joke's gonna land, make sure I know I can control, because it's like I don't have the like comfort of, oh, it's just my mate. I know exactly how he's gonna respond, exactly what he likes.
Yeah.
Like I think you have to like tune it to make sure it lands, so know what it's gonna be.
It's interesting because like I think I do it quite differently. Like me and Alfred would have been discussing this a lot for like various different reasons, but just about like stand up and how we've kind of said, I think it's slightly different because we do our styles differently, but I definitely have like, I try not to do it too much or like plan it too much at all, just to have that like element of spontaneity. So that I can kind of like riff based on like what is flying or like what is not flying, which quite a lot of stuff, but and just kind of like go off of Phil is landing and what's not, and just have that like bit of spontaneity. I guess that's kind of like interesting, like the way different ways that people do it, I guess.
Yeah, I don't tend to like to learn it too much because I kind of like that slight edge to it that kind of powers me on, and also because of the character work and stuff like that I normally do, I like to be in the mindset of I know what the kind of thing that the front I'm putting on might say, or even if it's not a character, it's a persona, I kind of know what they might say. So even if I don't say what's right, it will somewhat still be in aid of that central theme.
I remember just of Freshers Week, I think obviously you like kind of adapt to your sort of yourself and your persona and everything to kind of like fit into something that you think is gonna make people like you and shit like that. And I think I kind of did that a lot with ironically, actually, that's actually, it's not irony. Just I think two of these stories involve food, which I think is quite classic for me. But the first two times I met like good friends Joe and Connor, who I actually live with now, we came out of like an introductory seminar and we were in the queue for Subway. And I was the first one in the queue, and I was thinking, fucking Christ, I'm absolutely ravenous. I'm gonna faint. And I was like, I'm gonna get a bloody footlong. So like we're in the queue, and I like get my foot long and blah blah blah. I look back and they've both got like 6-inch Subways, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, this is social suicide. Like this is awful. Like what have I done? And then we like get to the table, and I was like, oh my god, oops. Like I so didn't mean to order a foot long. That's crazy. Like oops. And they were like, oh yeah, you just got 6 inches. Like, and I was like, 6 inches. Sorry. They're like, yeah, we both got 6-inch subs, and I was like, oh my god, this foot long is so much food. Like, I'm not going to be able to finish it. This is crazy. I'm just going to like wrap up the other half and just have it later. That's so fine. And then like literally, obviously, I ate half of it and was like, I'm still fucking hungry. So I was like, well, it's here now. I guess I'll eat it and just be super dainty and feminine and pretend like I didn't even want it. And just like, it's just so ridiculous that I like put on this stupid persona of like, well, I'm a girl and I don't need to be hungry or whatever the fuck, and just because it would like have like taint people's perception of me, when even though I literally just wanted to inhale the shit out of this foot long and like didn't give a fuck. But I don't give a fuck now. Like I tell them that story and they think it's quite jokes, like because they remember it. It's funny also, like another story I have in relation to food. When I was in my like first year flat, I would like either have like 2 veggie burgers or 2 like veggie fillets or whatever, and then my flatmate would be like, oh, are you celebrating something? Or like, oh, like, have you had a really good day? Like in reference to the like 2
for real
burgers. I was literally like,
oh,
that's intrigue.
Fuck her. That's so peak.
So
why would you
shit.
say
That's
that,
so
bro?
I know.
Like,
nope, just a motherfucking Tuesday, and your girl's hungry, all right? So let me eat my burgers, plural, in peace, okay? Like
that's
literally,
such a kind of Karen sort of thing. Oh, that's so nice.
My God, you're looking so slim thick.
Oh nah, but you know what she did there though? She did social suicide to you because she like burned that bridge, because you sort of now know that she's a bit of a
She lost the friend that is April.
Hey, it was a boy.
Oh, it was a boy.
You were saying it like I thought you said she. We assumed.
Yeah.
We assumed, Matt. That was bad
Yeah,
enough.
well, I assume because like the last story you mentioned it about being like feminine thing, and
Oh
so
yeah,
I
that is
was
true.
Well,
women
that
don't
man
eat.
could have wanted to be feminine and fit in. You never know.
No, but yeah, women don't eat and women don't have bum holes and all that shit. Women don't poo and all that crap.
Kim Jong Un doesn't have a
What?
bum hole.
Yeah, apparently that's what I've heard.
So he's feminine. Kim Jong Un's really feminine. We cracked it. Send that one in the pamphlets.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
Well, I mean, to be honest, North Korea would probably send out something being like, Kim Jong-un did not need a foot long. He ate a 20-foot long. That's how powerful our great, glorious leader, Kim Jong-un, is. Subway became Domway for him. He is the dominating creature in this land. He went
South
to the
Korea.
subway and he ordered all of the subways and he ate all
In
of
South
them.
Korea, they only have 6-inch subways. Here in glorious North Korea, we don't even need subways because we have food.
A woman spontaneously birthed as Kim Jong-un walked past with his subway, noshing on the foot-long object.
Object. That's very ambiguous, Alfred. Anywho, the last story actually has to do with Alfred. Of my freshman experience. Hi there. Yeah, so he had just done a 48-hour, which is just like a how would you describe a 48-hour, Alfred?
Well, as president of Watch This Society for Original Theatre, I would describe a 48-hour as a madcap parody of a well-known classic film such as Finding Nemo, Pitch Perfect, James Bond, all of the James Bonds.
Sounds like a Dragon's Den pitch.
I'm just gonna as someone who has been in a 48-hour show, for the Watch This Original Theatre Society, I wouldn't classify it as theatre.
They are.
They are a lot of fun when they come back. Me and April were both in James Bond: The 48 Hour, which was the first one of first term in our year, which was a lot of fun. Who did you play, April, again?
I feel like this is kind of like outing me slightly because I basically I played Dobby and
oh yeah,
and I in James Bond and I like was wearing a pillowcase and like a duvet sheet as like my cloak thing, and I literally as Dobby was on for like 3 seconds in total, and I was so busy getting this pissing duvet cover on that I missed my fucking cue, and like they kept like screaming Dobby, and I was just like fanning around with my duvet cover, just desperately trying to tie it, and I missed my bloody cue. Literally, I nearly cried. It was like it was the first drama that I'd done, and I was just like, oh my god, they're never gonna let it go. But obviously everyone through it and it was fine.
It's interesting that the cast used Dobby because in my mind there's no character that's more antithetical to you as a person than Dobby. I can't imagine you as a house elf, them just being like, go and get me some tea. You'd be like, what the fuck, mate? I'm not doing that.
Yeah, literally, fuck off, love.
I'm worried about this
like,
tea not coming together at the end. It's gonna be shit.
Literally, I'd be like, oh, do I want tea? Do I want coffee? I can't decide. That would literally be.
Can we just get it from Deliveroo?
That's so true. If you don't know,
in the corner, just like April, get some food from Just Eat. 50 pence off of pizzas, yes.
Okay, that.
Yeah. Dobby has got a signal and an address.
That would be ideal for me. If anyone knows me even like vaguely, they will know that I'm Deliveroo / Uber Eats / Just Eat's top customer, and it's quite bad. It's very bad, in fact.
Well, talking of 48 hours. Oh, sorry. You want to go ahead? I was gonna.
Oh no, I was gonna say. I didn't tell my story actually about you.
Didn't go back to it. Yes.
No, the first time one of the first times I met Alfred, me, Joe. So we went to Joe's house as a prees for this like Halloween party, and I'd never seen Alfred drunk before. I think he just got super fucked, and it was just so funny. And he was literally honestly there was fire on his feet, and he was there wasn't not real fire, metaphorical fire, and he was jumping up and down off across the sofas I can't feel my face is distorted, my face is made of clay, I'm made of clay, and I was Who is this guy? And it's so funny to look back at that now, and it's literally like, there he is.
Wow. I genuinely don't remember that bit of the evening because I genuinely don't. But to be honest, when I get very drunk, that is genuinely what happens to me. But did you have anything else in that story, or is that the
I
juicy
don't think
end?
so. You were just like, I just remember you like hopping around like a bunny, just like
Um,
touching your face, like.
Can I share the story of the first time I met Alfred? Because I think I remember this.
Oh no! Has everyone got dynamic? Like,
Well, I don't know. I don't know. It just I was trying to
memory
remember.
I don't.
It was first year. I was trying to remember everyone, and I was at like the indie lounge for like the first time. I don't know what was going on, but like there were loads of drama people there, and I was I think I was talking to Louis or something about like movies, and like I mentioned like I thought Blade Runner was shit. And then you were standing behind me in a different conversation, and you like turned around, you like heard your ears perked up, and you turned around, and you're like, "Did you say Blade Runner was shit?" Like it wasn't, and it wasn't aggressive. No, it was just like you just, and I was like,
I was shocked. Yeah, I suppose it depends on what you're going for in cinema. If you're looking at like tight plot, that's like a shorter but tighter plot. Like whereas for me personally, it's more of like kind of the ambiance and the themes, and therefore I don't really need like a tight narrative if there's loads of sort of stuff that's just sort of floating in and out. Really, for me, which is absolutely valid.
I think that's fair. I like a movie. I feel like for me, a movie has to be telling its story first. Like shit has to happen. And then like a really good movie is where you have like loads of other stuff on top. I think, yeah, it's good to have a meaning, but like if your meaning is so clouded, like you have to be able to communicate your meaning in some way.
That's interesting because I would take the opposite idea. I would say obfuscation is good because then everyone's experience of the film is different. I would say if there's more of a not a concise reasoning or morality behind things. Right, shall we go on to actually the ending? Because I know the end of the story.
Yeah.
I had So I know the end of that story that April said. So I don't remember being on the couch, the sofa, and jumping up and down and grabbing my face, but I definitely remember the aftermath because there were two people I left in order to like cover their identities and not be I don't know, just in case they didn't want to have their names thrown in. I'll call them Bill and Ben, Flower Pot Men. Later on in the party, when I was very, very pissed, I remember I was in the kitchen and the kitchen tables on either side, and I think I swung in the middle of the kitchen aisle, didn't I? I did it, jumped up
Yeah, you
and
did.
swung
I
back
do remember
and forth
that.
in the kitchen. A bit like a yo-yo. And I remember very quickly after that, Bill and Ben, the Flower Pot Men, came up to me, and we started discussing the 48 Hour. And then all three of us left the party. I don't know, I can't remember why. So we left, and we were wandering through Selly Oak. And me and Bill and Ben were all very pissed. And we went to Dixie Chickens, I think, and we got
establishment,
a burger, a pizza, the establishment. We sat down. I think there's a photo of all of us lying around in and then me, Bill, and Ben, the Flower Pot Men, all left the shop. We got back to Bill's house, and we all slept in the bed like the most bizarrely platonic thing on the planet. And then we woke up in the morning, and Ben left, and I had to leave Bill's house. I've managed to substitute these names quite well. I'm actually using them interchangeably. I'm just proud of myself.
Consistently, yeah.
And then I got up, and leaving Bill's house, strange, because it was kind of like the walk of shame morning after, in the sense that I had to get up out of their bed and shake their hand and go, well, thank you for letting me stay when I was very pissed.
Why? What position were you in the sardine formation? Were you in the middle?
I think I was on one end, if I remember correctly. I remember.
Were you like on the wall? Oh, hanging off the bed.
No, hanging off the bed, yes. And I remember...
Just at the middle sucks. That is the shittest place to be.
It is. You can't do anything if you need to move anywhere. But I remember I got up and I shook this person's hand and just had to be, thank you for letting me sleep next to you. And goodbye and have a nice life. Enjoy. And left, this very kind of awkward this sort of phase in between the walk of shame and also in between not. In a way, all three of us had slept together, but not in the way that you would assume. We just were sort of horizontal, lying there, you know.
Yeah.
And then we wandered off, and that was the end of the story of the April started. Yeah, interesting that we got some different sides to that. One which I didn't remember because I was too drunk, and one that April didn't remember because she wasn't there.
Do you hear that?
Oh, what is that? What is that?
That's a drink timer,
It's
which is very intermittent.
Fantastic. So our next section, as you will know, if you're a regular listener, is the game section. Last week we changed it up a little bit. We used to be doing this sort of word association and this guessing a quote from a film, but this time and from last week we were doing a game in which one of us is a mystery celebrity, and the other person has to guess who this mystery celebrity is. Last week we had Noel Fielding and Christopher Walken, which was a lot of fun for me and April to guess. So what's going to happen this week is Matt has been given a mystery celebrity to perform, and I have to guess who this mystery celebrity is.
Of what the bloody hell is the name of this game? It's
the name of the show, the name of the game section is Who Are We Serving Now?
Ooh! Ah!
So, yes, I am guessing Matt Lee is still loving the surname vibes. So Matt Lee is being our celebrity coming into the bar, and Alfred is the barman / owner of this delightful establishment, and then I basically have to guess who it is. No, wait, no, that's not true. That is so.
No, I have to guess who it is.
Otherwise, that would just be shit. Sorry, terribly sorry. Again,
So
I fucked up
April
an
has given
introduction.
Matt a mystery celebrity that I will be guessing.
Yes, and I'm the bar lady woman.
No, I am the bar lady man. I am guessing, and I am the barman.
Okay, whatever. I just want to be involved. Okay, right, go. Bar is open. Get on
Okay.
Hello there. Hello there, sir. I'd like a...
Hello there. We've gone from medieval vibes here, I think, by the sound of it.
No, I'd like a pint, sir. I've just come from the Wayne Manor. Mine.
I feel like you've given that away immediately. There was very little chance of me not knowing that. I think you should be careful because
no, but why are you a pirate?
Well, I assume that we were some kind of medieval tavern of some kind. I thought you might come in with some of your woes.
Did you really get medieval from my voice?
Well, yes, because it's like no British accent I've ever heard. It's like if a British person became a sort of high ghost. It's what the sound of it is. Oh, it's me. I am Batman.
Yeah, needless to say, it's not
Alfred Pennyworth.
But that's not who I am.
Is it not?
My name. You want to know my name?
Oh, are you not simply Alfred, but the performer himself, Michael Caine?
I am indeed.
Why didn't you go Cockney? Why didn't you go Cockney? Michael Caine.
He's not Cockney. Is he Cockney?
He is. He's like, that's his big thing. Is Michael Caine is a man.
This podcast has outed me for being terrible at accents, which I wholeheartedly accept.
It's obviously not up on your Michael Caine cinematography.
Yeah, that was Michael Lane, you know.
What were you saying?
So the show The Trip. Steve Coogan and Rob Brydon.
Yeah.
They always do Michael Caine, like Rob Brydon always does it, and he always does the quote. I'm going to absolutely butcher it now when he's like, "You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off." That one.
You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors.
That is a good movie. The Italian
doors off. I can do it. That was absolutely shocking.
You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. No, that was shit.
That was. No, what is he like? I watched Batman the other day. He's like, Master Wayne,
Master Wayne.
Master Wayne. Is that
Master Wayne.
Master Wayne? Master Wayne.
Master Wayne.
Oh,
Sometimes you must leave the people you love. And then he dies.
Okay, I get more what you're doing with that one. Still got a bit to go.
Yeah, clearly. This is why I have to practice my
Yeah.
stand-up.
Hopefully, it doesn't consist of Michael Caine impressions.
No.
Otherwise, I'm sure it's brilliant.
I'm taking requests. Yeah, Michael Caine. And then I just do it.
Alfred, are you doing one now? Matt has given you.
Yes, I do have a character that I shall be a celebrity that I shall be performing. April, would you like to go ahead with the bar?
Right. Okay. So the bar is open. Hello, young sir / siress. What can I get you this evening?
So first of all, I'll have a shot, please.
Shot of
yeah.
what?
Oh, I'll just anything. A shot of vodka. I think. Come on, hit me, baby.
Interesting. So, okay, I'll get you a shot. What else would you like? Can I get you anything else? What have you been up to this evening?
Oh well, I was okay. I was at the store, and I'm not supposed to be having gluten at the moment, but I reached into the fridge, okay, and I got some bread, and I thought, oops, I did it again. I just gone and stocked up on the gluten. I really shouldn't be doing that right now. It's not good. It's really bad for me. It's poisonous. It's almost toxic. It's toxic, that gluten.
Oh, okay. Okay, Miss Brittany. Miss Brittany.
Yeah.
Shit tonight. Hi. How are you?
Hello.
I think that went well. That was like very
It was
convincing.
good.
We got some
very
British
good.
beers. Fantastic. So that is the end of our game section, ladies and gentlemen. And that also means that it is going to be the end of the podcast for another week. We'll see you again in another fortnight with a new batch of funky content with another guest.
Absolutely.
And
We
some
will.
wonderful sort of improvs and anecdotes, as we seem to be doing quite a lot of now. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed. On that note, on that final note, it's time to say goodbye from Sip. So it's goodbye from me, Alfred.
Goodbye from me, April. Oh, Christ. Sorry.
And it's a ta-ta from your boy, Matt Lee.